Good evening, and welcome to the 1927 Club. You are joined by myself and Mr. Rhys David Evans. Good evening, sir. How are we?
Still a bit rough, but happier after that result today, mine. Not with the performance, but the result.
No, I suppose if you was a neutral fan watching that today, you would have thought it was a pretty good game, in fairness. But for a Cardiff City fan, I think, first half especially, but I thought, well, that's the poorest I've seen us play, I think, and the BBM since he's taken over. I think the amount of times we lost balls and poor passing, we passed the ball into touch. I know that it was windy today, so perhaps you can. But when the balls are played across the floor, does it play that much of an impact in it then? Really, but I just thought we were so sloppy first half, and I think they bullied us a little bit as well. They were happy to put a shoulder in and. We're looking for the foul and we arms up in the air, looking at the referee rather than get on with the game. And, if he doesn't pull it or make the decision, he doesn't make it. Just get on with it.
Yeah, first half I thought midfield was non-existent. Defence looked nervy and ropey. I mean, couldn't get the ball really forward enough. It's tough. I don't think we
looked like the team who'd lost the last two home games, didn't we?
Yeah, I don't think we could blame the wind. I thought they looked a lot better with the ball, to be fair. They exploited the flanks. I thought first half we were so poor. But it was the frustrating thing was two poor home performances in a row when you're thinking, right, now it's time, put the performance right. And we started the first half slow. We ended the first half a lot better, apart from the Osho mistake. But then again, the second half, we come out the traps and we were so slow again at half time. It's just poor I was. I mean, it's hard. A lot again, isn't it? I feel what I'm saying now. It's poor performances. I think it doesn't help as well. Some players will play today and get dropped down for next game, regardless of how they perform. And I think I said that was a bit. It's hard to get settled.
Yeah, we'll come on to that. There's a point I wanted to bring up in a bit. So I'll go through I'll read out obviously the team lineup and we'll have a little chat about that. So. Obviously, Nathan Trott, Octopus Man, was in goals. Joel Bagan left back, Dylan Lawlor and Osho centre backs. Ronan Kpakio, Wintle, the Caldwell brothers, Isaac Davis, Chris Willock, and Callum Robinson was our starting 11. So again, there's some changes there from our last league game against Burton in the week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I wasn't surprised, really. I thought having Wintle and Turnbull both in there on Tuesday, I don't think we had enough energy in that midfield, and I was expecting Joel to kind of bring that today. I'm not saying he had a bad game, but I was expecting that change. I don't know what you thought about that.
I thought he'd start Joel. I think we said in the group chat we wanted Joel to start, I think, to bring more energy and stuff. I honestly forgot he was playing today. And that's nothing against him. The midfield was so non-existent today. I forgot he was on the pitch at one point. I generally forgot I was saying to the boys we should bring him on. I didn't realise he was already on the pitch. The midfield was so non-existent. It's frustrating. Like I said, I mean, Chambers has two great games on a row, right? And I'm not Chambers' biggest fan by any means. But when a player hits form, they seem to get dropped. Robinson hits form, he gets dropped. He starts today, he scores 2 goals. But Chambers now hits form, he gets dropped for it. Fish and Lawlor are our best centre-back pair in the season. Now one of them gets dropped for someone else to come in, and it's not worked. And I know he says it's about who's the best in training, and that's fair enough, but when the performance on the pitch are good, why are you dropping players then? I'm confused with that. I just don't get it.
I think and that's what's frustrating me at the moment is, there's not a consistent pair there, is there? There seems to be chopping and changing, and one of his press conferences, he didn't want to be known as the Tinker Man. But that's what's happening. I know we've got a squad and obviously they all play a part and things, but I don't know. Obviously, Perry NG was injured. I managed to have a quick chat with him today. So he said he's going to miss at least the next 2 games. Nyakawa obviously picked up an injury. Kean Ashford was struggling, I think. So he wasn't involved at all today. Who else am I missing?
Trying to think now. First off, the great to see Tank on the bench.
Yeah.
A 16-year-old kid on the bench. Again, fantastic to see stuff like that. So well done, and the reaction he had for the fans applauding him and stuff was brilliant. Trying to think who else is missing now. I don't think there's anyone else missing, is there? Isaac Davis started ahead of Ashwood.
Yeah. So, what was you happy with the starting lineup? Was you excited? Strong team. What was your initial thoughts when that team came out?
Well, apart, it's obvious to say now, but I was happy with the lineup. But I said I wanted Fish and Lawlor back as a pairing. I just think we look a lot more comfortable with them. I wanted to see Osho in the 6. I think he looks better carrying the ball than Wintle does. I think he'd get stuck in a bit more. But after the performance at centre-back, I think he'd just be dropped next game. So, but yeah, I was happy with the lineup. I mean, no complaints from me first going into the game anyway.
Yeah. You say drop for the next game. Obviously, we got Newport in that Virtue Cup now Tuesday. I would, if it was me, I'd probably chuck him straight back in that game rather than the league game, perhaps the following Saturday. It was not a league game the following Saturday now because it's international break, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I would put him in that Virtue Cup game just to get minutes again and try and boost his confidence and get him confident again because, he did do a couple of good things towards the end. There was a couple of blocks and things, but, that back pass was shocking and there was a few other things today, which he was really poor. And, we all have off days, don't get me wrong, but when you're in that kind of environment, it stands out a country mile, doesn't it?
I mean, it wasn't just the one bad back pass. There was 2 or 3, I think, in the game.
Yeah, and it wasn't just him. I think, we had a quick chat before we come on live, and I think that first half performance was probably the poorest performance under BBM for me. I don't know if people will agree with that or disagree with that, but I just thought all the basics were wrong. We couldn't pass. Distribution was poor. I thought it was a very lackluster. I don't know if we look tired, but
yeah, very leggy. I thought the first half. I thought, like I said, defense looked nervy. I think the defence looked very nervy today. I don't know if it was tired legs, but they looked nervy. The midfield was non-existent. We'd have the ball, look forward, and there's no one there. There's no one moving to space. I mean, how many times did Leyton Orient have a throw-in? They got 4 or 5 players running around to create space. We get a throw-in, and everyone stands still next to a man being marked. No one moves the ball. And it's things like that which has been annoying us for so long.
I tell you what I did notice today, though, mind, was on the corners, they've kind of gone for a different approach now on the corners. They're not all stood on that penalty spot, are they, in a huddle?
And again, how good were the deliveries say? Much better than more recently. They've been working on that, which was brilliant. But it's just so much, I don't know, I thought they were very nervy. And I don't know if I play Osho on Tuesday this year. I think Chambers comes back in. And I think Mafiko plays in the 6. You got Louis Giles left back, unless he plays Osho right back to give him a go there. But I don't quite know.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think after a performance like that, if I was the manager, I would probably pick him just to try and get his confidence high. Because if he goes in now for week 10 days now or whatever it is till the next game, then how long's he got to kind of sit on that for? That poor performance, I don't know. You'd like to think he's professional and he can kind of put it aside type of thing, but it probably will eat away at him a little bit, I would imagine.
It's one of those, though. If I'm Cam Chambers now, right, and I had two great games, was it Wigan away and Burnley in the Cup, right? I have 2 great games, I get dropped. Then Osho has a terrible game and gets picked again. If I'm in Chambers, I'm banging the manager's door saying, no, what have I got to do? I'm not saying Chambers should play every game, but if I'm him, I'm asking, what have I got to do? If he had 2 good games in a row and gets dropped, then surely you can't play Osho after the bad game. It's...
Yes, the joys of being a Cardiff City manager, mate, and having to make them decisions, right? I'm going to jump into the comments quick. Halftime Oranges, there was a couple of comments left before we even come on live, so... Halftime Oranges, good evening. Osho, what on earth today? Kpakio, Lawlor and Bagan with a bag of nerves with you at their side in defence. I swear my ticker can't take much more of Cardiff. Thank God we won. Great goals. JT said, we didn't control the tempo at all today, yet scored 4. Breaks coming at a good time. It surprised. Well, it didn't surprise me, obviously, being there and watching the game. That possession-wise, I think Leyton Orient had 55% possession. We had 45. Now, I don't think we've come anywhere close to that this season. Have we? We haven't allowed teams to have that much of the ball, really.
I think we've seen glimpses of last season as well towards the end, when even as Bradford, right, you're losing 3-1, we're still going forward. I thought today we started dropping deeper and deeper, allowing them more time on the ball towards the end of the game, and then tried to hit on the counter, but we struggled a bit. But again, I just think it was more relief at the end of the game rather than anything else. It was just...
Yeah, like I said, for the neutral, it would have been a great game to watch, but as a fan, I was glad that final whistle went. Suze, good evening. Hope you're well. Many errors today. We were edgy about losing 3 on the bounce, but couldn't fault the battling spirit to come through and win a hard game. BBM sub spot on and made the difference. They got away. Can't read down. Pulled us about the whole game. Yeah, and I think, again, we said that before we come on live, didn't we? That obviously played advantage for Robbo's first goal, which I thought he'd done really well because he still had a lot to do when that ball came through to him. Had to take the ball kind of away from the defender to finish it. But yes, there's so much of that goes on in it, pulling shirts and I just don't know.
First off, how good was Willock's ball to Robbo? I criticised Willock all last season. I thought he was poor, but this year he's turned it on. Whatever's been said to him, he's knuckling down. He's working hard. I've been really impressed with Willock, and I'm more than happy to say I'm starting to like the guy now as on the left for us, because again last year he was just poor. But Robbo is like a natural finisher when he gets in between the two centre backs. He sort of takes on his right foot, drags the keeper slightly off balance, and puts it in the bottom corner. I mean, that's a natural striker's finish, that is. And it was funny, we were saying today, Salech can't score the goals Robinson scores, and Robinson doesn't score the goals Salech scores. But when they both played together today, it was brilliant. I mean, Robinson's for a second, he comes in late, he's playing like the 10. You got Rubin dropped further into an 8, and he makes a late run in the box and he gets on the end of it. That's the sort of thing you want to see from Rubin, is them late runs in the box to get on the end of it, rather than going wide and look for the pass. We actually put the ball in the box today. And when's the last time we've said that?
Like Robbo's experience, knowing where to be, and like you said, that's the striker's bread and butter in it. And I think his second goal was very similar to the goal he scored against Burnley. When he's making that run into the box, knowing that potentially that ball's coming in, and in fairness, he finished it well. He should have scored a goal not long after he scored his first one. I think he kind of slipped he overstretched as he hit it. But I think obviously we scored 4 goals today. We probably could have scored a few more, but by Christ, Leyton Orient could have scored more as well. In fairness to him, I know we were poor, but I didn't expect them to come to Cardiff City Stadium today and play the football they did. So I think we got to give them a bit of credit. I think I'm not sure what league position they're in, but I know they're in the bottom half of the division. But was you surprised at the way they played the game today? Was you expecting them to kind of sit off us a little bit, or like I know Barry Murphy was saying in the press conference before the game that he was expecting a battle, and he was aware that Leyton Orient can play football, but it kind of surprised me really today. I thought they played some nice stuff at times.
I find out if we were talking this before kick-off, the boys, and we were saying that if you're playing against Cardiff at home, if we're home now and you're playing against us, all you got to do is just frustrate the fans the first 10-15 minutes. You would say the countdown was just moans and groans after every slip of misplaced pass. And that's got to go onto the pitch of the players' minds, then, that is. I was
going to just ask you that question. How much of an impact do you think that... Because they talk about how much of an impact the fans have when, the atmosphere is good. But it's got to have some kind of negative impact on the players when that's all they can hear is whinging and groaning type of thing.
I mean, it was the first 10 minutes, I think, Trott gets the ball. and he's looking round, and it's a bit slow, and all of a sudden the Canton just turn and they're screaming out, do something, and he just launches up the field. We win a corner, thankfully, but if there's no chance screaming from the shoot, lump it, he's not thinking of lumping it, he's looking for the pass. I think if I'm an away manager and come to Cardiff, I'm just going frustrate them. If you frustrate them, the fans will turn, and it will, and you can feel it on the pitch, I think. And we will give teams chances. You can see that we do give teams chances, and all the team has to do is take that chance. Burton did it. Burton took the chance. Poor defending. We don't clear the lines today. Again, conceding goals again today. It's a similar goal to the one against Bradford. Players on the edge of the box. No one closes them down quick enough. They have corners. They're leaving men on the edge of the box. We're not closing them down.
I think you touched upon that earlier about like the closing down and giving teams too much space. Why do we do it? Why do teams do it then? Obviously, I'm not into the tactical side of it as much as perhaps like yourself and Sai, but I'm in the family end with my boys, screaming at, go to him. Like, you obviously don't dive into the challenge, but sometimes we're allowing people to run 10, 15 yards, and you look at Dylan Lawlor's goal, for example, and he's run pretty much from inside his own half all the way to the edge of the box and slots it, and like, again, no one goes towards him, do they? So it's almost as if you're inviting them to get as close as they can and have a pop.
Well, I think with us, I think players, I don't say not take responsibility, but they're looking to each other to close down. And I think it's frustrating. I mean, they had a corner, I think, the first half, and there was a man at the back post left unmarked completely. Thankfully, he scuffs it and skies it. Same thing like it's Burton, we're leaving that man unmarked in the box. I think we've got to be more switched on, especially when defending. We've got to be a lot more alert. I know it's a young squad, but I mean, Osho's the experience one there. If I'm a player in that team now, I'm looking to him to organise that back line.
Yeah.
But I don't think he did say.
Question for you then, right? And the same for the guys in the chat. And I will work through the comments. There's loads coming through, guys. So we will dive back into the comments in a second. If you had to pick Cardiff City's team for tomorrow, say if they're the game tomorrow, I think I know the answer anyway, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Who would be your ideal partnership at centre-back?
Fish and Lawlor. I think they'd be the best. They complement each other so well. They know each other's games and read off each other. I think they look so comfortable as a partnership. And because they're young as well, I think they both... I mean, Lawlor, how many times did he pick up today for Osho? A young centre-half.
Yeah.
And to be fair, Fish does the same when he plays.
Yeah.
So I think them two together...
There is a comment here from James Pearson. Am I the only one who thought Lawlor, along with the rest of the defence, was poor today? A great goal, though. And he was just alluding to he doesn't mean to single him out. It's just the title says he was class. He gave the ball away several times and looked weak in the challenge. Obviously, James is entitled to his opinion. My opinion, from being behind the goals in the family end especially, I thought he was outstanding. Some of his challenges and last-ditch tackles and stuff and blocks, I think we would have conceded another couple of goals. Obviously, Nathan Trott, again, made some outstanding saves today. And if it weren't for him, if we'd had Ethan Ovath, we probably would have shipped 5 like he conceded against Coventry today. But yeah, that's what we're all here for. We've all got opinions. There's no right and there's no wrong. But I thought the young man was brilliant today and really stepped up to the mark. But I don't know what your opinions. I think, especially first half, I think they were all a little bit cagey, so I get that. But I think he grew into the game, especially in the second half. I think that goal probably gave him a load of confidence. But yeah, what's your thoughts on Lawlor's performance coming back in?
I think the first half he looked nervy from where I was in the Canton, so it's hard to see what's happening at the other end of the pitch. But I thought he looked nervy, but I suppose you're playing next to a centre-half you're not played with. You see he's made a big mistake as well. It's first half he looked nervy there, but second half I couldn't really see him from the second half, but he looked a lot better. I think defensively looked a bit better. But then we could see the 2 goals. So it's just tough. I think his goal though was carbon copy of how many goals we conceded last year, where players run unchallenged. No one stepped to him, no one tried pressing him, they just allowed him to carry the ball. It wasn't the best shot, but it goes in. And we say this every week, don't we, right? Take a shot. put the ball in the box, and look what happens. We're going to go for it today. I just think he needs Fish alongside him again. I think he'll be a lot better. I don't know if he's tired legs for the full backs. I think this international break in the window, can't come quick enough for us now. This one can't. The last one, we were on top. We were flying for the last international break. Since then, I think we conceded 8 goals, and we picked up, 4 points before today, I think it was.
Yeah.
So I think we need this break.
We got 7 points now out of the last 5 games, I think.
So yeah, lost to Bradford, lost to Burton, but beat Wigan away, and we've won today now. So again, it's just take the break now, get lads back in training. I don't know if Alex Robertson's getting called up. Get him in training, get his intensity levels up, because that's another player you can have.
I'm pretty sure he did have a call up, didn't he? Haven't he been called back into the Australia squad? Which
is surprising, and let's be honest. If I'm him, if I'm Murphy now today, I'm probably saying, look, don't go to Australia, stay here, work on your fitness, get yourself back in that squad.
Has it surprised you that he hasn't come back into the side sooner? Obviously, given that he's worked with BBM previously, because, like you've said in his press conference, that he needs to get up to standard, as if, and this is my interpretation of this, and I might be completely barking up the wrong tree. But he's almost saying as if he's not quite up to standard. He's not, obviously fitness-wise, he's probably not at the levels where everybody else is because he's been out injured for so long. But I don't know if I'm reading more into it than I need to, that he's not putting as much effort in perhaps as everybody else. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he said intensity levels aren't at the same standard as everyone else. And that to me says he's not putting the effort in like the others are doing. Yeah. Maybe it's a mental thing. Maybe it's because he's worried about picking up another injury again. It could be that, so I'm not too sure. But again, someone said the comments been out, Kellerman looked class today. He changed the game for us coming on, Kellerman did.
Yeah.
He was absolutely outstanding when he came on. What a player he is.
Yeah. And, hopefully now, do we start him Tuesday night? Do we get him playing 60 minutes now? But like you said, he come on, changed the game. Even like Ronan Kpakio behind him looked a lot more threatening going forward as well, knowing Kellyman was, there to support him going up. He had a bit of a mazy run as well, didn't he, Kpakio?
Yeah, if he finished that, would have been goal of the season. That would have been. I think he took on 3 or 4 players. But yeah, I thought Kellerman, he looks absolute quality. His first touch and his ability to get beyond the defender and attack the channel, I thought was outstanding. The crosses and balls he put in the box as well, and the 1-2s, through balls for Kpakio as well. Kellerman looks quality. My only concern is Chelsea got a recall clause for January. My only concern is they go recall him, send him the Championship instead, like we did with Joel last year, take him from Cheltenham to go to somewhere else. I think he starts Tuesday for me. I think you get him minutes now, and then you keep working with him throughout the international break, and he might get a start then in the league. I think it's Reading.
Gavin Kelland, evening buddy. Complete different game without Trott in goal today. It would have been, and James agrees with that. Absolutely, add him with Kellyman. We lost if it wasn't for Trott. Jonathan Mordecai, evening buddy. The only time we lost the possession battle under BBM, yeah. But again, it goes to the thing that, and I think he said it on Tuesday night, didn't he? Possession really doesn't mean anything.
Exactly. Well,
to a certain extent, does it? Because it's, at the end of the day, it's goals in the back of the net that that counts.
We did nothing with the ball Tuesday night, so.
What's that? Say it again.
I said we had all the ball Tuesday night. We did nothing with it.
Yeah, exactly.
We didn't have much of the ball today, and we scored 4 goals. So it's going to be more clinical, more effective in the final third. And I thought today we were a lot more effective. We put the balls in the box. We got players on the end of things. Bodies in the box as well. First time today I've seen 4 or 5 runners in the box. Just keep doing things like that.
Matthew Ashley, good evening, my friend. Osho was awful today. Lost count the amount of times Lawlor got him out of trouble. Ironically, we didn't need the last international break. Feel like this one is coming at the right time. Yeah, I think Reece mentioned that just now. I thought Ronan Kpakio probably struggled first half as well. I think he slipped a few times, give a ball away a few times. And again, not the only one. I don't think and I think I mentioned it earlier, I don't think I've seen a Cardiff City side this season give the ball away as much as probably in all the games we played so far this season. We probably give the ball away more today than we have in all of them put together, if I'm being quite honest.
But I think one of the biggest things for me to say was the mental side of it. We could have easily crumbled after conceding a third and just totally gone into ourselves and just absolutely crumbled the pitch. But I think the substitutes came at the right time. And again, Kellerman changed the game. And all of a sudden then, you're back in it. And within minutes, you score a goal. I think winning goal, I think it helped as well. Like keeper was time wasting, trying to wind up the fans and everything. I think there was one point where the full-back was trying to wind up Willock as well.
Yeah.
I throw him about. And all of a sudden, Willock sparked him back into life again, sparked him up a bit. So
I think that's what we was missing today, really, was a Joel Bagan-esque type of just go through somebody, just to let them know that we were there as well. I think that's what was missing today, because they weren't afraid to put it about and chuck a shoulder in. There was a couple of challenges on it that I think, I can't remember, was it Willock got pushed over in the box or somebody else as well, but they weren't afraid to dip the shoulder in, and I'm sat in my chair, so just go through him. But because Bagan is known for it, and he will get involved. Joel, again, I just think we've got to come up against these sides, and especially with the youngsters in the squad, don't let them bully you. But I suppose you've got to be so careful of them now.
Today, we didn't realise this, but Jack Simpson plays from the former Cardiff friend. I was accused of racism and then sacked because of it. Yeah. I was hoping he would come on so one of the boys could absolutely snap the shit out of him and take him out. I was hoping someone would go on, just throw an elbow at him or something. And that would have sparked the fans up as well. That would have got everyone going. But he's staying on the bench, and hopefully he'll go back to League Two now. That player will. No place for him out.
Catch up on the fans then and the attendance today. I think it was it 18,500, I think?
Yeah.
Just over 18,500. Still disappointing to see so many blue seats empty. Obviously, we won't talk about them ones that are up high because we expect them ones to be empty. But I think you messaged in the group, didn't you, before the game, saying that the atmosphere in the Canton was a bit dead today. Yeah, underneath is normally bouncing type of thing. But do you think that's nervous? Fans being nervous as well? Do you think?
Again, normally we go to the Canton and you got Bowen and Moore singing, and then they get some chants going and everyone joins in. Today there was just a single guy on his own doing 80 songs, 90 songs. I don't think he tried interacting with the fans at all. I would try getting chants going under the Canton. Nothing was happening. You go up to the seats, and to be fair, it was a good atmosphere in the Canton when the games are going. But I don't know. We're not this huge club that we like to think we are. Let's be honest, we're not this massive club. And I think being in League One, a lot of people are still put off with where the club's run. There's a lot of issues why people won't come back, and that's fair enough. But it's just, I don't know, it's just, even the Bradford game wasn't that busy, was it? I think it was 20,000 at Bradford. You think it was 3,000 of them or 2,000 after them, so it's just 18,000. It doesn't help out a family stand next to away fans. I know a lot of people who want to take the kids to the family stand simply because they don't want to be next to away fans, the swearing and the abuse and stuff. There's so much more the club should be doing, though. It's just wild. The club seem to be happy doing nothing.
But you don't see, I don't know what it's like in your area because I know you live in the SA postcode. I had to get that in there. But like Newport Gwent Dragons with the rugby, then they'll have social media posts go out through the week, advertising the game, links on the things for tickets to buy tickets and things. You don't see any of that really from Cardiff, do you?
No. Well, I mean, right. You think back, 10 years ago, it must be now. At least back in the park days, right? Half time, there'll be a mini game on the pitch with the kids playing, and the whole crowd will be just watching them and just joining in with that. There's nothing on the pitch now. No, there's no kids playing. There's no half-time challenges where you pass the ball and stuff. It's all gone. There's absolutely nothing. And then there's no schools there. There's no discount for schools. You see all these other clubs are trying to sell tickets to schools and bring more kids in the next generation. We do none of that. It's just all about, I don't know what's happening. It's just poor.
Yeah.
The attendance is, I wouldn't say the attendance is poor. I come to expect that sort of attendance.
I think, if I'm honest, I think it's a decent. You look at the average attendances in League One, and I think obviously we're right up there, to be fair. But I suppose as a diehard Cardiff fan, then I'd like to call myself. I'd love to see more of them seats filled with bums rather than just seeing blue seats. Like, do you know what I mean?
I thought that again. I thought it was a lot worse on Tuesday night. I thought top v bottom Tuesday night. On paper, we expected to put a few goals past Burton Tuesday night, and to see how quiet it was and how empty the place was. That was just an eye opener. I think that was for a few people.
Yeah. And it's been like that the last couple of seasons. Now the games can get streamed and they're on Sky on the red button and stuff. And any other ways you'd like to stream your the football games. I think a midweek one is always a struggle. It'll be interesting to see now Tuesday how many fans turn up for the Newport. I know it's the Virtue Cup, but I'm looking forward to it. Should be a good crack, and obviously, with the family stand being closed as well, me and the boy will be in the Canton, so I'm just waiting for him to want to make the switch now. I've had enough in the family stand, if I'm completely honest. It'll be, although I've met some great people in the family stand, don't get me wrong, but there's nothing like the atmosphere of the Canton, is it?
No, again, we're at the back of the Canton, 103 we are, and it's bouncing. There's no other place, no place like Giffamy is not.
Yeah,
it's
and my boy's got the right attitude to be in the Canton anyway. They scored the goals today. He's there, standing on his seat with his shirt off and swinging it around his head. So
exactly,
he'll fit right in down here, man.
Yeah, get up with us. Honestly, I love it again. And Tuesday night's game, I think, is a good chance for him to experience the Canton again. It's a great
100%.
And again, Tuesday now it's a derby, a South Wales derby again. So I'm interested to see how the fans for that, how we approach that now, because I don't know what the last.
I wonder how they're going to police it on Tuesday. Whether or not there'll be how many fans Newport. I would imagine they'll bring a few down. To be fair,
are they well supported?
I don't know. They haven't won. I'm not even going to talk about it. Their run of without a win, because you can guarantee something will happen Tuesday and they'll turn us over.
To be fair, I think they've won more games than they got fans. So I think that's only one win this season, isn't it? So.
I don't think they got that yet, do we? Does Kellyman start against him? I was making the decision, Gav. I'd put him out there for 60 minutes, but and see what he's made of. What do you reckon, Reese?
I think he deserves to start. I think he's got to start. I think it's a good chance to get minutes in his legs. I think it's not a league game, so it's not going to be the same intensity. It's going to be intense regardless, but it's not the league. So therefore, you can risk bringing him off after 40 minutes if he's tired or something. I mean, it's just one of those. So I think I'd give it a go.
Yeah, agreed. Cardiff win, Swansea lose. Oh, Cardiff, you've got me singing the blues. I think you met with Howell today, mate, as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I seen him after the game, funny enough, by the TVs. I didn't realise he was in, first of all. But yeah, I'd seen him there. A few people have come up to me and said hello today. I was on the way to the toilet earlier, desperate for a piss. I don't know who it was, but I was trying to go, but someone stopped me and said they watch us as well. So
if that was you who stopped Reese to say hello today, let him know your name. He loves being recognised, guys.
Live off it.
Jonathan Mordecai, we do need Kellyman to start against Newport. It's a perfect time to get in match fitness. Yeah, agreed. And especially with the international break and with there being no game on the Saturday, he's got plenty of time to recover.
Yeah, and it's a good chance for players like that as well now, the industrial break, to get more fitness in the legs. For him, Robertson, all them.
Jordan James' goal versus the Jack was a beauty. I did hear Leicester had a couple of screamers, but I haven't looked at it because I couldn't give two fucks about him. Not going to lie. Half-time oranges is a good question. Have the opposition worked us out? We've not changed tactics, so it's good to be pretty simple. It's got to be pretty simple to work out a strategy to cope with us now. What's your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I think you take Osho's back pass out of it today now, right? We probably go into half-time 1-0 up. I think they come out. They don't come out on the front foot like they do. I just think today was down to a poor mistake, which led to a very nervy performance on the rest of the players. I think
they were confident right from the word go. They come and they wanted to play football. There was none of this like Burton Tuesday night where they came with a game plan of having 10 people behind or 11 people behind the ball and kind of inviting us to attack them. And in fairness, their game plan worked to a T, didn't it?
Yeah.
But, no doubt there'll be other sides who come to Cardiff City Stadium this season and they'll, come with the same approach as Burton Albion. But credit where credit's due. I think Leyton Orient came and they wanted to play football, and they had some good players within their squad, in fairness.
They did, but I think you take today's performance and compare it to Tuesday's, right? Like I said earlier, we put balls in the box today. We put bodies in the box today. We took shots on goal. We tried pepper an attack, like the goal. I mean, we did more with it today than we did normally. Normally on Tuesday night, we're passing it. Rather than put the ball in the box, we look for the other pass. Then we try and pass along the back line. Then it goes out to the left wing, then back to the right wing. Today we just put the ball in the box. Salech gets a goal. Put the ball in the box. Robbo gets a goal. We did more to it. We're more efficient with it. And I think we got to take that into every game now. Put the ball in the box. Teams do it to us. That's how they score. They put balls in the box. Takes a deflection. Bang. They've got a goal. We got to have the same mentality now and same mindset.
Yeah, 100%. Right, before we go, any more comments? I'm going to play the boss man's ad, so we'll be back in 1 minute and 6 seconds, guys. So bear with us.
This episode of Cardiff City World is brought to you by Coral, the proud sponsor of the TalkSport Fan Network, here for all kinds of fans. For the armchair experts, whether you're constantly negative, overly positive, or maybe even the instant over-the-top reaction social media guy or girl, for the football fashionistas still clinging to the legendary terrace fashion of yesteryear, or the best retro gear from Michael Thorne, the nostalgia merchants dreaming of the old lady Ninian Park, or still celebrating Campbell's goal in the Millennium Stadium, whatever kind of fan you are, with Coral's free-to-play reward shaker with a guaranteed daily reward or offer throughout the season, simply shake your phone to win. Over 18s only. Maximum one reward or offer per player per day, 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. Reward restrictions and requirements and other T's and C's apply. For more information on safer gambling, visit gambleaware.org.
There we go. Straight back into the comments. Evening, Reese. Hope you're well, my friend. JT says BBM is officially a tinkerman. He can't leave the centre-back pairings alone, but he's picked up 11 wins. Can't complain too much. And he's right there, I suppose, isn't he? The start we've had 2 defeats, I know. But what are we on? Are we on something like 24 points or 23 points, I think? Off the top of my head.
23 points. And again, you look at Luton and Plymouth. Relegation hangovers can kill teams, and we've just blown past it. I think we've got rid of that, and we're chasing a pack now. I think and we can complain as much as we want, but a lot of teams will be looking at our position and going, "I wish we were in the same position as them."
Yeah.
I mean, who else can bring players like Kellerman off the bench, bring Isaac Davis off the bench if needed, a Salech off the bench? I mean, we've got a strong side, so a lot of teams wish we were in our position.
Yeah, I think you're spot on, mate. But I think NG's been come back to a bit of form, hasn't he? And I think we missed him out there today with that bit of experience as well. And like I said, Kpakio was much better second half, but he was very nervy first half. And I think if NG had probably been there, perhaps it would have been a bit better. But hindsight's a wonderful thing, isn't it? And obviously he's picked up an injury anyway, and he's out for a couple of weeks. So
this is something that's plagued us the last few years, isn't it? Players get form, get injured. And like you said, Keegan's not 100%, so he's out. NG is out. Nayakawa picked up injuries out. I mean, you see BBM say this press conference, this player's only trained us this day because he had a bit of a knock. This player's only trained this day because he's not 100%. It seems to be quite regular. And I don't follow other clubs enough to know if other clubs struggle the same issues, but we seem to have it all the time. Players hit form, and all of a sudden they're out injured for 6 weeks with muscular injuries and stuff.
Yeah. Touch wood, I know it's still early days in the season, but I don't think it's been as bad as it has perhaps the last couple of seasons, but still a long way to go. Reese agrees that Kellyman should start against Newport. He's starting to look sharp, so as you say, perfect game to get some more minutes. And he also says he agrees Fish to come back in. Howell says Kpakio, Fish, Lawlor and Bagan. What was your thoughts on Bagan today? Because do you think he's playing a lot of minutes? Do you think he's probably looking a bit tired as well at the moment?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there was a lot of legginess in that side today. Didn't have the best of games, but not being funny, right? What we played so far I think we played 11 games so far. That's probably the first one you could say was not his best.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not being funny, but
still wasn't awful. I don't think I kind of the last 3 or 4 games he's definitely going forward a lot more. I don't know if would you agree with that? Is that
the overlap and the underlap with Willock? I mean, I'm not being funny, but no player is at the peak every single week. He's had 10 outstanding performances and 1 average performance. I'll take that all day long. For a young man as well.
Yeah, agreed. Enjoy the ride. It's certainly entertaining. No complaints from me. Just that type of game. It definitely was. This is going back to young, I don't know how to pronounce his surname, Tankiewicz or something like that, is it?
I mean, it's called Tankiewicz, yeah.
Yeah. I think if he plays Tuesday night, he'll obviously break the record, but if he doesn't play Tuesday night, he won't beat Rambo's record, I think. I don't know if you know this lady, but Lorna Evans.
The mother.
Supporting her little boy. Reese says, I thought Bagan was poor today as well. Couldn't find a pass, but it's not been like him. Maybe burnt out or not. Nobody to replace him. Yeah, happy days. Just covered that. Jonathan says, I think Osho needs to play versus Newport, him and Chambers. Give them both minutes and Osho will need a confidence boost after that performance as well. Yeah, I think a few people have gone kind of down that route. RDE, BBM will not play Osho or Chambers as the 6 all season. Heard it here first. I don't think we need to. And I know you said you'd like to see him in the 6, but I think obviously we got Wintel. I'd like to see Mafiko have a go there Tuesday. And I know you've mentioned that right at the beginning of the show. Do you think he'll put him there Tuesday?
Yeah, Mafiko starts me Tuesday. I think in the league, it can be a lot. And I want to say I watched. I think it was Watford tonight. I think one of their players come off after 30 minutes, right? And he throws his bottle. He has a tantrum. He storms off down the pitch or down the tunnel. And you think Mafiko got dragged off after 30 minutes against Rotherham. And the difference in reaction.
Standing ovation from the Canton.
Yeah, the difference in reaction. The players come over to him, checking him if he makes shoes right and stuff. Shows a different kind of... And then to have the performance on the Tuesday after that against Cheltenham, I think it was. It shows the mentality this youngster's got for starters over some mature players at Watford and stuff. I think he plays Tuesday for us. I don't think none of the players go to the international teams until after the game. So if he's there, he plays Tuesday for me. He starts.
Yeah. Howell says, unless there's an injury, surely we have to start with Kpakio, Fish, Lawlor and Bagan as often as we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I think Perry NG, I know it's probably only the last 2 or 3 games that he's starting to find a bit of form. But at least he's giving Kpakio a bit of competition now. And that's healthy competition to have, in my opinion, I think.
Yeah.
No disrespect to anybody else who can play left back like young Louis Giles and things, but I think Bagan has probably got it nailed on at the moment, hasn't he? There's no one really pushing him out of that position. I know obviously we got a few players within the squad who could move over there if they had to. But I think having Kpakio and a fit Perry NG as well, who's back to something close to his best, is only going to benefit us. As benefit both players because they're both going to have to work hard to try and get that starting spot really.
Exactly. Again, if someone's pushing with training, it's going to make it better. I mean, and Bagan's been outstanding. I do think he needs a bit of cover there. Maybe a free transfer, maybe a loan in January. because December is when they say teams are made in December. It's every game. It's like a game every 3 days sort of thing. So come January the 1st, he might be absolutely on his feet. So we might need to bring some cover in. Yeah. But it's a good thing to have now where we're saying this side looks good enough to win promotion, and you don't need to add much to it. Normally, looking at teams going, you need to add 1 or 2 players here, 3, another one there. Right now, this looks like a settled side, to be fair.
It'd be interesting to see, and obviously it's a conversation we can have closer to the time if we're still doing well. You know, how many additions would we need to make if we did, you know, if we was successful in getting promoted? But obviously, we won't jump into that now, but that's when we can have closer to the time if we're looking like it is going to happen. Reese agrees with Howell regarding the back four, Kpakio, Fish, Lawlor and Bagan. Paul, good evening, my friend. Hope you're well. Jonathan says, I bet your partner is happy Lorna. Their star striker signing finally scored, even though it was a penalty in a hammering. Lost 3-1, I think, didn't he?
Yeah.
Vincent Taylor says, good evening, my friend. Well, he doesn't say good evening, my friend, but I said good evening, my friend to Vincent. I think Leyton Orient came at us, didn't let us settle with a one-touch football. They frustrated us a bit, 100%, but and they could have easily come and done the same as Burton, but obviously they were confident that they could get 3 points out of the game. And it, you know, for large parts of the game, it probably looked as if they were on top for large periods, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I get it. Could easily be the Bradford situation, Trey. But
that third goal that boy scores, the whip he got on that to go in that top bins was fantastic strike. Again, poor defending. But it was a hell of a strike, wasn't it?
It was, to be fair. But then you think, to be fair, one fantastic strike for them, but then you see our 4 goals and the build-up play, the movement, getting the position. Again, I'd take my 4 goals every day of the week. He'll score what? That 1 goal once every 10 shots. Today's chances for us, bread and butter for our strikers.
Yeah. And great to see that even when Lawlor scored his goal, right, I was watching because Yousef Salech was on the bench. He got off the bench and he ran down the touchline. I don't know if anybody else noticed that. But I just, you know, that I love that when they all celebrate together type of thing. It's just shows you that this team spirit there, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think when Salech scored, Robbo straight away hugged him.
Yeah.
And again, Robbo's becoming a proper leader for us now, I think. I really start to appreciate his movement off the ball and stuff. And when you watch him, he's intelligent runs and just intelligent movement. And he's sort of a false 9, how deep he drops to pick the ball up. But again, when he's making late runs like that today now, this is why. I just think, I'm hoping this is the sort of football that will get him 15 to 20 goals a season. As long as he starts, I think he couldn't do it.
I think we've mentioned this last week as well, but obviously they both played at the same time again today. Do you think he'll ever start them both at the same time, do you reckon?
He might. I think Rubin had a very quiet game today. I think Rubin dropped deep into the 8 and Robinson sort of played the 10, I think, towards the end of the game. I thought his link-up play was really good. I think he was more effective than Rubin. It'll be games where, you know, it's not going to work on Rubin. I can rest him for a game. And you've got the option now to play Robinson, a sort of a false 9 / inside forward in the 10 role where he's making late runs and stuff. And it can work. And I don't see why not, honestly.
I can't believe she's admitting to watching this. I had to watch the Flaming game whilst having our score coming through on my phone. Lorna. G Bowler says, well done to the young lads, learning week by week. And yeah, we've got to appreciate how young some of our players are in that squad. And again, they learn from that today.
Yeah.
You would like to think. And it's only going to make them better. Making silly mistakes here and there. They learn from it, hopefully. And hopefully we won't see as many mistakes in the next game as we did today.
And again, teams are coming to us and they're up in the levels by 10%, 20% because it's, again, a massive stadium, home of Welsh national football. Again, a big club. It's a chance for them to put the name on the map, do you know what I mean? So teams are up in their performance against us. So again, fair play to the youngsters, they're stepping up and they're doing the job.
Gavin says, a lot of results went our way today, and I honestly don't think Stevenage and Bradford will keep this up without having a slip-up. It's a long, hard season. Yeah, spot on, mate.
And it's one of those now, we're 1 or 2 injuries now towards Christmas time, and it can really hamper teams. We're very lucky in regards of we got such a versatile team, where you got players who can play centre-half, right back, 6, in the 8 if needed. You got Kellerman who can play the wing, or centre-forward, or the 10. We've got players that can play multiple positions now, we have. So we're not asking players to play in their natural positions, so to speak. So it's a good thing for us. Like
James again says, it was great to see Tanks on the bench today. Well done to him. It's a pretty big statement too, that he's being picked above Robertson at the moment. His training must be poor. Again, we don't know the ins and outs. Is only what, you kind of put 2 and 2 together. And I know it's dangerous. Sometimes you come up with 6. But obviously listening to some of the press conferences and things, you kind of do put them numbers together. And yes, be interesting to see what happens now over the next couple of weeks. As Reece mentioned earlier, I think he has been called up to the Australia squad. So it'll be interesting to see if he travels over there and has any minutes, or whether he just goes over and catches up. It's a long way to go though, isn't it? Just do some training type of thing.
But again, that comment there's right though, because you're thinking all of press conferences BBM has said now, he says, I picked the team based on the performances in training, the level in training and stuff. Now you've got a 16-year-old boy training with the first team, and his performances in training are that good, he's warranted to be on the bench. That says a lot about some of the youngsters coming through again. Yeah. We say most weeks, but all credit to Gavin Chesterfield and Darren Purse. The job they're doing with them youngsters is absolutely fantastic. See another one coming through.
And what's nice now is that BBM's not afraid to use them. If they're performing and they're doing well in 21s and they put in that effort and the work rate in training, he's happy. Get in there. If you're good enough, you're old enough type of thing. And I love that. Exactly. Regarding Tank, Gavin have asked what position, as he has very little knowledge.
I'm sure he's a sort of 10, like further forward midfielder, a bit like Rubin, I would have said. From what I've seen of him anyway. But again, another player coming through is just...
I think when BBM was asked about it in the pre-match conference, press interview, I think he mentioned like Nayakawa had picked up an injury, so obviously Tank had come in. He can cover that wide position as well, I believe.
The good thing is these youngsters are fearless as well. They lose the ball, it doesn't stop them now. They go again and again and again. And you look at some of the players we had the last 2-3 years now. Josh Bowler loses the ball, his head's gone. But these youngsters, they just keep going and going, and so much energy as well. It's great to see. Like
Halftime Orange says Kellyman's crosses were great. Not sure if the wind assisted slightly, but one almost went in. Yeah, I think that was your end, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was quality today. He changed the game when he came on. And to have that on the bench is a scary thing for the opposition defence.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. James says similar to you. The Tank is a similar player to Rubin. Lorna, I was surprised as they mentioned all the championship scores, then said, and Cardiff are 4-3 up against Leyton Orient. Why? It's been at the Swansea ground, I don't know. I was impressed with their right winger, too, who scored the screamer, had a very good game.
That's that Ballard. That is, my mate mentioned for the game, he's a really good player, to be fair. Yeah. We didn't realise about it. Someone was saying Darren Pratt, he's on the coaching staff of Leyton Orient as well.
All right.
The ex-Jack, but I don't think I've seen him, I'd say, so.
In the bins outside, I expect. Mam says you look happier tonight, better than you looked on Tuesday after the game.
Fucking raging Tuesday, that's why. I left that game. I was in such a mood on Tuesday after that performance. So to see us actually put balls in the box, to do everything we've been saying for so long, to finally see it come to fruition, it's just a relief to see, like.
Yeah. So G Bowlers have said 11 played, 23 points, 2 points per game on average. I'll take that right now with this young team.
Yeah. Again, it's a very young side, and to be fair to them, they're all standing up and making themselves counted.
Yeah. Joan Nichols, no one has mentioned it, but after the last international break, we have been very shaky and unrecognisable from the team that went unbeaten for so long.
I tell you what's crazy to think, right, is we lost, 17 players last season, a lot of first-team players. And you look at this team from last season compared to now, and the squad now is probably valued more than what last season's was. And we lost how many first-team players last year? And the squad's worth a lot more now than it would have been last year. Just shows how good these youngsters really are. A massive future ahead of them.
Yeah, and I think obviously we have mentioned something along the lines of this since obviously, we've had a couple of defeats and we've mentioned it on previous pods and things, but I think obviously the last international break, he kind of said there was going to be a lot of gym work when for the people that weren't going away. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what he's got planned for these, the individuals who are still in the building now and don't go away on international duty. But I think a lot of them could just do with a good couple of days off and recovery and, whether that's, spent in a swimming pool or ice baths or whatever, and just look after their bodies, really, because, like you said, the fixture list is brutal. Saturday, Tuesday. And, yeah, it always stings me because they just say, they're only playing 90 minutes. They're getting paid X amount of money. They should be able to do it, which is all good and well saying that, but you've still got to go out and put your body on the line for 90 minutes. And that takes its toll on it, especially if you've got to do it, like you said, Tuesday, Saturday for a month.
Not just the bodies, but mentally, it's going to be draining. Again, to play this standard and level, 90 minutes every week, twice a week. Mentally, again, you're overthinking things. You're not thinking, you misplaced pass. You're probably not making that mistake if you're fresh and 100%. Yeah. So as a young squad as well, most of these have probably never played an extended run of games, I guess.
Yeah.
So for them,
it'd be interesting to see. I was watching a podcast the other night, and it was the one where Duncan Ferguson was talking about the robbers who broke into his house and that he'd played a night game and he, the adrenaline was still pumping through him and obviously can't sleep. And I've listened to a couple of podcasts and a couple of footballers have said that, they're the same. And it's probably the same for you when you go to the gym. I know sometimes you go late after work and you can't kind of just go home and go straight to bed. You kind of got to have an hour just to chill out, don't you? And because like you said, it's still pumping through you. But like I've seen a podcast and some footballers have said, they've been to the doctors and asked for sleeping tablets and that. But how much, if that's the case, right? And I'm not saying anybody within the squad is doing that. But that's got to have a kind of there's got to be side effects to that or knock-on effects later on in the week. Do you know what I mean?
And again, we don't know what players are carrying knocks and stuff as well. It might be going on in pain. I think Ken McNaughton said to me, playing for Cardiff, his hip had gone. And towards the end, he was always in pain all the time. And again, we don't know these things and we never hear about it until after they retire. So, fair play, like.
Yeah. Lawlor was my man of the match today too, Matt. Yeah, he was up there with Trott for me, but to be honest.
Kellerman or Willock for me were man of match today. I thought both of them were outstanding on the wings. And like I said earlier, to see Willock put the performances he's been putting in, I don't think he gets enough credit now. Because we were all, myself included, they were quick enough to criticise him last season. So I thought he was poor, but this year he's come alive.
I think they should let the fans vote on who's put a thing up on the big screen. You've got to text a certain number or scan a QR code and choose who you think is going to be man of the match and let the fans decide. Because, like I said, we've all got different opinions. We all watch the game slightly different, perhaps. So, yeah. James Pearson says, very Danny Gabardon-esque his goal was. Half-time oranges, NG, I'm guessing that should be Kpakio. Reece says he saved Osho's blushes like 4 or 5 times with last-ditch tackles, saved Bagan a couple of times from misplaced passes, and scored a tidy goal. He did. Let me stop you there. Can we have some positive feedback after how we finished the last couple of seasons I'm really proud of the comeback. They're doing us proud. Come on now. I think we haven't been too negative, have we? I think obviously we'd appreciate that obviously we've got a young squad and obviously they're stepping up to the mark and they're doing a great job. I think obviously there's a couple of players there that perhaps made a couple of mistakes, and obviously we're here to kind of discuss that. We're never going to scrutinise and slate a person as a person type of thing, but obviously we're here to voice our opinions and, you know, people's performances.
So luckily we were watching last season then, this show there.
Yeah.
Like last season it was a rant every week.
Yes, you caught Reece in a good mood, so... Kellyman looked class today as well. I think when he's in full form, he might be a special one too.
Yeah, he's
loads of comments, guys, so I am working my way through them because we have gone over the hour. I didn't realise how quick it's gone.
I hope he loves his time here to us there when he has to stay here a bit longer, like, because he just looks, again, he looks quality. Well, probably the best winger we've had on loan for a few years now. You look at him and compared to like Bowler, Will Alves, he's a cut above him, and he can beat the man. The balls he plays on the channels, the balls he plays in the box. He's got it. He looks so good.
Yeah. Jamie says, yes, Joe, not been the same since the last Welsh game, but next year it's 1 3-week break and not 2 international breaks back to back. NG or Kpakio, Fish and Lawlor and Bagan for me. Osho needs to do something special consistently to get back in for me. Cannot disagree with that. James says it sounds like Robinson isn't putting in the work from what BBM is saying. Jonathan Mordecai goes back to the Burton game. Burton is the most frustrating because they were dog shit. I thought they looked like the worst side we had played. We should have scored a hatful, but they beat us with a sucker punch. Had a game plan. They come and executed it to a T, but didn't they, in fairness? Yeah.
And again, how often we say that last year? I thought Luton were the worst team we played. And Luton did double over us last year. I thought, again, it's football sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah. Robertson probably can't get away. Can't wait, I'm guessing, to get away from BBM. No wonder he's jumped to play with Australia.
I'd be disappointed if he goes. I won't lie. I think he's not done it. From what it sounds like, he's not worked hard enough for Cardiff. Stay now. Use the next week, international break, to work with your fitness, get your levels up. Again, what's the point of flying to Australia to probably play 10 minutes and fly back home? Yeah. And then you're going to be tired and risk injury. Ridiculous.
You know, we might all be looking too much into it, but something doesn't seem quite right there, does it, to be honest? And like JT says, BBM and Robertson have a Bellamy, Rubin Caldwell relationship for me. Yes, this was a good, some positive news. Great to see Tanner walking without crutches and just an air boot on the team photo. Why wasn't Jack Annick in the team photo?
I think it's because he's not in the plans and he's going in January.
Do you reckon?
I think it's some. Again, the club probably didn't want to pay him off, and maybe no club came in for him in January or in the summer, or the club were looking to keep him as a third choice keeper in the summer. If that's the case, I think it's an unfair thing because he can't really be registered elsewhere now. You can't just release him because he can't get registered. I like Jack Anwick, I really do, and I'd be disappointed when he goes. I'd be gutted really when he goes. I'd really like him as a keeper. But I think it's probably best though for both sides in January to come to an agreement and both go separate ways.
So Alan Cribb, good evening, buddy. Dylan Lawler's going to have a lot of clubs come calling in January. Have games been rearranged? Now, I knew we were due to play Barnsley that was the one that's been cancelled for next weekend, isn't it? Next Saturday.
Barnsley's been postponed.
I haven't seen that been reorganised yet, I don't think.
I'm not too sure when it is, but I know that's been postponed. We've got Reading, then Bolton, and then you obviously got the cup game against Wrexham. So Barnsley will probably be November time now.
Yeah. Jonathan Mordecai, James is replying to you, I believe. I believe during the last break, everybody was training in the gym. It was planned ahead of time to improve their strength and fitness. Correct. NG posted photos on holiday on his Instagram. I doubt he was the only one on holiday and having a break. They were given personal training programs and given a break, it's kicked us in the nuts. Again, I don't know too much about that myself. Vincent Taylor says, Osho not being creative going forward, passing the ball back too much, not being aware of what's around him. And I think the passing, especially first half, we were just putting ourselves under so much pressure.
Yeah.
It was...
Again, I think the non-existent midfield today, there was no options to pass forward to be honest with you today, especially the first half. I think Winter was so deep as a 6 and Robbo was so forward as a 10. It was only Joel really in the sort of 8th position. And then you mark him, there's no one else to pass to. I think it kind of stifled us a bit, the lack of midfield. Yeah. They were overrun and second to most of the balls, I think, first half.
Paul Howells hit the nail on the head here for me. Our midfield was overrun and wide open. Our back four looked edgy and too many passes going astray in our own half. A win is acceptable, but the 4 months left, it left a lot to be desired, I think it should be. Right. I am going to continue. We are going to go through all the comments because obviously you guys have taken the time out. You no rush, but you?
No.
Happy days. Before we move on, you can see, and we talk about it every week, the members. Obviously, we value every single member who's joined Cardiff City World. Obviously, Sai wouldn't be able to continue producing as much content 7 days a week if we didn't have as many members as we did. But we're always looking for more to join the group, shall we say, or join the Cardiff City World family. There's information going across the bottom. As you can join through Cardiff City World, the YouTube channel, or you can join via Patreon / go on patreon.com/Ace Podcast Nation, or you can scan the QR code in the top right-hand corner. You got access then to members shows, early access to live event, the tickets before they go on sale to the general public. And we've got one coming up in just under 3 weeks, but I think, innit?
Yeah, also, we've also got a WhatsApp group, which is free to join. And some inside information gets posted in there as well, which is always good. But yeah, Sean Morrison coming up now, isn't it? In October. The day before both done.
24th of October. So there should be another good one, mate. Scott Cons. Looking forward to that one.
Same. A great night, to be fair. Just such a good laugh, isn't he?
I wonder if we'll have anybody singing a song for Morrison.
Oh, Christ.
Halftime Oranges says, Lawlor no doubt attracting some serious attention now. Birmingham in the market for a number 10 as well, according to Sky Sports, and Rubin is on their radar. Would you be disappointed, right? And this is no disrespect to Birmingham. Would you be disappointed if he went to a club like Birmingham?
Oh, God, yes. They think they're bigger than they are. First of all, I think the most important thing come January is we sign Trott to a permanent deal. I know he's on loan, but we got an option to buy. We get that done in January. January the 1st, that gets announced, I reckon. We should be working behind the scenes right now to sign Trott on a permanent. And then, again, you look at Lawlor, I signed a new deal, yeah. That means we're in the driving seat if it comes to selling then. I'd just say to him, look, you want to sign something like that? 20 million. And a sell-on fee. It's going to put clubs off, but it lets them know where we stand.
Yeah. Reece Lasky says, bumper crowd at Bradford, but when we get the bigger crowds, we often seem to mess it up. I wonder then, does it discourage the halftime fans from coming back regularly? James Pierce says, yeah, midfield was poor today. I think Wintle is likely going under the radar due to Osho today, but he was completely missing. He needs to be controlling games when they get scrappy, like today. Yeah. He says, to be honest, halftime, I don't think Rubin will go even if other comes in. He's playing for his hometown club as vice-captain and with his little brother. Isn't that what dreams are made of? It is, mate, but money talks, down at the end of the day, and we all know what Cardiff City are like if somebody comes in with a big offer.
We don't know what has been said to him, but like Bellamy, you want to play for me, you want to go to a bigger club. We don't know things like that could be being said to him. But again, I mean, he's a Cardiff fan, let's be honest. We've all dreamt of playing for the club, so now he's living that dream. You're the main man as well. You're captain at most games. Why would you want to go anywhere else? And to Birmingham, it's a shithole. I've been there. Yes, stay at Cardiff, son.
Are you surprised nothing have come out in the press regarding the I haven't seen anything, and again, with it being Wales, I don't really look too much for it, to be honest. But I haven't seen anything out there as to why he hasn't picked him or this, that, and the other. And like, I think Dan James has been injured, so I don't know if they've called up or have they asked it, because I know that when they asked him last time, they didn't pick him in the initial squad, but somebody had pulled out and they'd asked him, and he said he had a knock. So it'll be interested to see what happens, and if they do try calling him up again.
Again, if I'm Rubin right now, when I get asked to come into the squad, I'm going to say no.
Yeah.
I've been available. I've done everything I've asked to be more consistent. I've put the performances in. I've got the assists. I've got a couple of goals. I'm doing everything you want me to do. If I'm not good enough for a start, to be called up originally, don't bother calling me now.
Sue says, amongst all the negatives from today's performance, huge positive the way we come through and having led twice. Fell behind but kept fighting to the level again and then get the win. Yeah, I think that the biggest thing for me, Sue's, that Barry Murphy have instilled in the youngsters is that, mentality to keep going to the final whistle. And, we had that late winner against Stockport. No, not winner.
He plays there.
Against Stockport to draw the game. There was a late one against Wimbledon, wasn't it?
We scored late-ish against Luton as well, didn't we? Very late against Wimbledon. But I think the mentality has shifted, I think, and with the youngsters, there's sort of this energy they seem to find. There's a reserve of energy that we couldn't find previously. And again, they keep going. And let's be honest today now, the subs changed the game, don't get me wrong. But when Kellerman came on, Kpakio's performance levels went up a bit. I mean, all the players around him sort of went up a level. And that's exactly what we missed for so long.
Yeah, no, spot on. This one might upset you. Halftime on just says, sell no players this season except for Hovarth and Atete. Don't get upset about but he wants Hovarth gone.
Again, I can't. I think I've seen a few Chef Wednesday fans saying about how bad he is. I'm just asking. We'll give him free. We'll chuck in we'll chuck in half them oranges with them if you take Hovarth.
Sue says, sides come here now with the intention of getting shirts off our backs and refs do nothing to stop it. Yeah, it's getting a bit beyond a joke at some points. It baffles me, it really does.
Yeah, I'd like to know what a foul is now, because again, Salech today being dragged all over the place. At one point towards the end of the game, he gets dragged down in the box. He gets on his feet, still wins the ball, mind.
Yeah.
But again, you sneeze by one of the opposition players and the referee's straight on his whistle.
Oh, you are. Mark Cox says, County have sold over 1,000 tickets for Tuesday night. Fair play.
They get to see what a real football stadium looks like now, don't they?
Rhys Lasky says, has Saturday against Bolton been postponed? I think the game against Bolton is on the 25th.
Yeah, 12:30 kick-off, that one is.
Yeah, so there's... I think we might have mentioned it on the podcast in the week, didn't we? Was it the member show, I think, where there was a bit of confusion, but I think it's the ladies are playing on that day, aren't they?
So they've uploaded, BBC Wales have put up the Wales Australia, but it's the ladies playing. But again, this is why you can't stand Sky Sports, punishing fans. 12:30 kick-off, Bolton from Cardiff to Bolton. How stupid is that? Just to punish fans, that is, I reckon.
Yeah. Jonathan says, is it a bubble match? Newport have always wanted to ruck more than the Jacks did. Not a bubble match as far as I'm aware, my friend.
To be fair, mind, get your food in Costco beforehand. I can't imagine any of them will go to Costco.
Ruck away. Not that I encourage that, but are we going to be without all internationals and under 21 internationals for Newport? Interesting question, that is, Reece. I'm not 100% sure how it's going to work, because obviously the senior team are playing on the Thursday against England, aren't they?
Yeah,
not sure when the 21s are playing.
I thought all players stay with the club until the last game, so it's probably going to be a case of resting certain players and they can go off to the internationals and the youngsters will play. I'm not sure though. I don't know.
Plough says the 16-year-old to play Tuesday night on the bench today. He obviously didn't get on, did he? With it being as close as it was towards the end, but it'd be nice for him to get some minutes, wouldn't it? Give him a bit of a boost. I was walking back to the car today and somebody said, officially, we can't sign him on a professional contract until he turns 17. I don't know how true that is.
I think it's, as a Cardiff player, you can sign certain contracts. I think once he makes a first year appearance, I'm not sure if you're going to sign him now. The Cardiff changes, I'm not quite sure.
Jonathan says all international players will be with their teams on Tuesday. Tank has been called up, so won't play. So that's kind of two different opinions there. Alex Robinson has been called up to Australia. Yeah, just mentioned that earlier. Jamie says BBM kind of works it out with subs most of the time, though, so Cardiff can find a way. But if Cardiff go up, then things will be tougher. Graham, hope you're well, buddy. Hi, guys. Popped in to say hello from Blancos till I can sort my house out. City almost cheered me up. Yeah, hope you're well, bud, and the family as well. I know you've had a bit of grief due to a neighbour's house fire, so hope everything's all right. And if there's anything we can do but to help, get it in the WhatsApp group, my friend, and I'm sure we can do whatever we can for you, buddy.
That's my neck of the woods, that is, Blancos. It's uptown.
Plymouth not even in the top half and Luton 11th. Both were expected to do better than us. Luton even have Premiership parachute payments. I think a lot of that went towards their new ground, though.
Yeah, they said the £100 million new stadium they're going to pay for. But again, you don't expect a team from the Premier League to get relegated from the Championship into League One. And if they do, you don't expect them to struggle the way they have struggled.
Yeah. Sue says Bagan's been unfairly judged. He's been overplayed, no rest up, and usually reliable. For me, Sue's right. If I had to vote for Player of the Year today, he'd be my Player of the Year so far.
He'd be up there for me,
without shadow of a doubt. And I think, like you said, he's playing so many minutes and so many games. He's bound to get tired, isn't he? He's bound to have an off day. Jamie says, some say we haven't had much luck in decisions from the referees, but we've had so much luck in winning games that could have gone either way. And I think going back to what we was just talking about the mentality of the players, keep going until that final whistle, because it's massively important, as it's gone to show in some of the late wins and the draws that we've managed to pick up. Suze again says, has been called up, Tank has, so won't play on Tuesday.
I'm not sure it works. I've never seen this happen before. Because surely we're 9-10 players called up, have we?
I don't know how it works with it being a friendly, so I don't know if it's down to the club's discretion if they release them. I don't know how it works. Again,
clubs should come first. But I'm not sure how it works. It could be a game Alnwick plays now, this rate. So,
Jonathan goes to say, not many expected Bagan to be as good as he has been this season. A lot wanted someone ahead of him. Yeah, I agree with that. Like I said, he's my Player of the Year so far. Hello, hype game. Wow, all the Vikings for Turnbull. I don't know what that is, Louise. Been on that Scottish whiskey again. Fico is with the under-21s again. Louise says, thing is, players like Osho, they do stuff for the team. The players can see it, but we can't. What happens in changing rooms, we'll never know. Go for it, Osho. Louise, you're making me have to put my glasses on now, I think.
I think she's trying to say you might have the impact he's got in the change room might be a bit better. But again,
competition is good, and if we get injuries, we can play our subs. Bartley Bluebird was skipping around the pitch today. He does that every home game. It's his job. Everyone enjoyed Dylan Lawlor. He won't be here for long. Unfortunately, that could very well be the case. Mark Cox, exactly. One of our own will be worth millions, bless him. He was giving her the old fist pumps to the canton as well at the end when he done it twice.
Yeah, fair play.
It must be an incredible feeling to be playing for your boyhood or, the club you supported as a boy. Everybody in the canton screaming your name. It's got to be a hell of a feeling, isn't it?
Again, to go from watching in the canton to then, to see everyone in the canton chant the through and stuff, it's
what dreams are made of, Reece.
Again, I still have the dream now where someone goes injured, they ask someone from the crowd to come on and play. I can't even run no when he's a buggered, but I still have that dream.
Right, where are we to? Right, we are going to wrap up in a couple of minutes, guys. I'm still half hour behind on all the comments. Jamie, enjoy everyone in blue and dance all night. Sue says, I thought the under-21s and under-17 internationals will not be available on Tuesday. Sue, I haven't got a Scooby-Doo, my darling. But we'll have to wait and see. Most of our Welsh lads are away for county game on international duty. Expect a strong lineup Tuesday. Most of our Welsh lads are away. I don't know. A couple of people have said they'll be available. A couple of people said they won't be. Klaus said, needed to give the ball quicker to Isaac Davis so we can have more chances to run at the defenders and use his pace to get up the pitch. Especially first half, I think we were so slow distributing the ball, weren't we?
Yeah.
And it just give them time to make up yards then. And, our players were under pressure then. And, because they pressed high. I get that comment, Klaus. Nice one, buddy. Louise says, I don't think I've swore at the ref more in this league anymore, and my throat will break. Could you see a club like Sheffield United going for BBM? Yeah, it's not having. They're not doing very well this season, but are they?
I don't know, because they went for that sort of manager with Rubin Salech. I said at the time that Rubin Salech would not do a good job. I didn't think he's as good as people thought he was. I think they will stick with the tried and tested old school manager. I think Sheffield United will. But then you look at Birmingham City. Well, the American owners, they look impatient. They're always moaning. They're going to win every game. I won't be surprised if they'll look to make a change with Chris Davis and bring some like BBM in.
Yeah. Vincent Taylor says the game changed completely when we made a change in the second half. Leyton Orient couldn't cope with our front line. Salech and Robinson, Bagan and Willock creating on the left wing. Yeah, spot on, buddy. Louise says some great content today. My media's full of photos today. The boss man is in the chat as well. I should have some exclusive insight to situation with Alex tomorrow night on the show. So tune in tomorrow.
Just tell us now.
Simon's been doing some digging. He's been at the stadium today. I did catch up with him there and had a photo. But yes, you'll have to tune in tomorrow night, guys, to find out what that exclusive is. Louise obviously met with Si as well today. Don't you think Trott is best keeper we have had? Oh, it's going to be a question for Reece, that is. Would you say it's a bit early to make our comparison yet because he hasn't done it for a long period of time? Don't get me wrong, he's 10, 11, 12 games in with the cup games as well.
Yeah,
he keeps going the way he's going and he does it for a couple of seasons, then he'd be up there, wouldn't he?
For me, Neil Alexander, again, my favourite all-time player is Neil Alexander. For me, he's number one. David Marshall's a close second. It's hard to argue, again, from what we've seen so far, it's hard to argue with that statement, though. Because, again, he's fine. He's one of those all-round keepers who can play with his feet and actually pull off a save.
Kellyman's a lovely kid. Love him. Met him before. Jonathan says, I thought Davis was good first half, but second half, I don't think I saw him touch the ball. Sue says, Robinson's, Lawlor, Kellyman, tight for man of the match, but Robinson's edged it for me. Yeah, I suppose scoring 2 goals. Right to have that. Isn't that how much of MOT was picked back in the day? I'm sure I remember that in the late 90s at Ninian Park. Man of the match, is it?
Yeah, I remember, again, you should text a number, didn't we, back in the day? Pick your man of the match, you should text a number, and then you get to vote.
Yeah, bring it back, but the club don't think...
They don't even call it that, though, do they? They call it player of the match now, because apparently man of the match is offensive, which is...
But it's just a way of engaging fans with the club, innit? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. They wouldn't do that, though, would they? Let's be honest.
Mark says, with nearly a quarter of the season gone, my player of the season so far is Joel Bagan.
That's flown by, to be fair.
James Pearson is Trott for me. Yeah, he's got to be up there as well, haven't he? Can't see Robertson going on loan in January. Don't think his relationship with BBM is what it was made out to be. I'd like to see Robertson in the team fighting with Wintle, but obviously he has to do the work off the pitch. Whether that's the case or not, we can only speculate based on what we hear. Right, guys, I'm going to scroll through this now because Match of the Day is going to be starting soon, and I know Reese will want to go and watch that. Next, Mark Cox says, sorry. I'll do Howells first. Yes, we want to keep him, but that's the minimum you would take for Lawlor come January. 20 mil. Next home game, Reading, on my 53rd birthday. We'll remember that. We'll have a photo. I think Rob's coming to that one as well. I've managed to sort him out some tickets.
That'd be a good one to get a group photo outside the stadium.
Yeah. Everyone try and get to the Reading game, guys.
I think I'll get them a 2:15, so if everyone's still outside.
Jonathan Mordecai. If Rubin leaves, it depends on the price we get for him. I'm disappointed or not. James Pearson, thank you very much, my friend, for becoming a member. Very much appreciated, sir. If you would like to join the WhatsApp group, Reese, have you got the Ace Podcast Nation email? I haven't got my phone on me.
I haven't got a clue what it is, but last I typed it in, it was wrong. So send us a message on.
Bear with me 2 seconds. You keep talking, but I'll grab it.
Which one is it? Is it the Ace one? Because I can load my emails up there now. I can.
Ace Pod Stream.
I got that one there now. Do we copy and paste in the chat?
Yeah, copy and paste it in there. And then if James wants to join the WhatsApp group, send me a mobile number via email, buddy.
Do we just go into this now?
Pop it in the chat now. So there's a lot of welcomes for James. He says, I think I'm already a member, but I'm on my work laptop email. Ha ha.
I sent it out. Is it coming through yet?
I don't know.
I don't know why you just get through. So if I just do this a second on. I'll put a space after .com. I don't know if that's going to make a difference. It doesn't come through when I type it on here for some reason.
Nathaniel Mendes-Lang and Callum Patterson scored for MK Dons today. Johnny Williams scored for Gillingham. James Pearson said Johnny Williams will get a call up to Wales before Rubin does. I see Rob Page has got a job with Liverpool ladies.
Yeah, Liverpool youngsters, I think it is.
Liverpool youngsters, is it? Mark Cox says, no bubble for the county game. Get in the train in Newport. Should be lively for me and my boys. Yeah, wear your Cardiff tops on the outside of your jackets.
I don't know why, but I'm typing onto YouTube now 4 times and it's not coming through the live stream.
Can you put it in the chat? Or Simon, if you were still in the chat, can you put it in?
If I copy and paste in the private chat a sec, I don't know if it'll, if you can copy and paste it.
It will disappear, but Jonathan Mordecai says, I meant all internationals will be with their international sides on Tuesday. That's why I'm wondering who we can actually put together on Tuesday. Interesting. Simon says, all 18s, 21s and first teamers with Wales are unavailable Tuesday, so no Isaac, Joel and Lola, no Ashford, Mafiko and others apparently. Tanky and Perrett be in the squad, if not the team, in my honest opinion. Jones says, done the trip too many times. It's a ridiculous trip for a game or bench, and I'll be fit when back. If Robertson makes that huge trip, he's making a statement. Be careful, Mark. Newport do like to kick off. They've got to kick off a few times this season, but I think, innit? Cheers, John. I know most of the county boys, they won't give me any bother. It's the ones you've got to be careful of, but Billy was given man of the match one game. Liverpool youth Rob Page went to, surprisingly. Maybe that's where Johnny Williams goes next. Right, let me copy and paste this. It's not going to let me do it now. Yes, it will. James, let us know, but are you already in our WhatsApp group? If not, email. What am I doing? Send us an email, buddy, with your telephone number to this email, and I'll get you added into the group. But guys, I think this is a record tonight, hour and 31 minutes. Match of the day has started, I believe. So do appreciate every single one of you tuning in. For those of you that are members, thank you so much for your continued support. Myself, Reese, and everybody else behind the scenes, Sai in particular, really appreciate all the support. If you haven't got your tickets for Sean Morrison yet, have a look on our socials. There's not many left at all. So if you want one, get them quick. And like I said, if you do want to become a member, you can do it through Cardiff City World YouTube channel. Or you can follow the information that's been going across the bottom of the screen this evening. Or scan the QR code in the top right-hand corner. So let's finish on a positive, Reece. 3 points. Cup game Tuesday. Let's get through that. And a couple of weeks off for the boys then, yeah?
I don't know, positive. We smashed the Jacks 3-0 last we played them. We're going to smash Newport Tuesday. We're going to fucking turn over Wrexham at the end of the month. And we're going to cement our place as the most dominant Welsh club.
Happy days. Once again, thanks everyone for tuning in. North Star. Upper City. Come on, Reece. It's normally a line, that is.
This channel is powered by an incredible membership community on Cardiff City World and patreon.com/Ace Podcast Nation. Becoming a member unlocks exclusive rewards from early access to live event tickets, bonus content, and even the occasional inside transfer scoop when we get it. But more importantly, it allows us to bring you top quality Cardiff City content 7 days a week. Across those 7 days, we're talking match previews, exclusive interviews, instant match reactions, the breakdown podcast, tactical deep dives, the spotlight series, Bluebirds Rewind, Academy Focus, and just so much more. Led by myself, backed by an army of passionate Cardiff City fans, this is content created by fans, for fans, balanced, professional, and 100% all about the club we all love. If you enjoy what we do, then join the community today and support what we are doing as we help to keep Cardiff City World flying high.